Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see you. We are reading for you for the month of April. This is your love reading and career reading, and I am glad to have you here. Please join us for our class so you can learn how to read for yourself, because I'm teaching you guys how to read. We are actually on the Magician. I'm working on the High Priestess now. And so we're going to go through each of the major arcana cards in the next few weeks. First card to come up for you, Justice reversed. Okay, major arcana stuff here going on. Justice. Justice really is all about balance. And it's a great card for Aquarius. It's like, what's fair, what's not fair. Just the facts, ma'am, please. Examine the evidence. And know that if you're going or thinking of going to court, this is probably not the month that you want to do it. Since this card did come up in reverse, it tells us that there may be some issue that you haven't explored as of yet, or you may not have a very, sometimes it just means you haven't received paperwork that needs to come your way. But either way, no signing of documents if possible, and also not to go to court with anyone who's trying to outwit you, perhaps. Justice can also just mean that you're looking for an outcome which feels to be fair and balanced, and not pro one person or the other person. Also, it's a card of Libra, which is interesting because Libra is another air sign, and you're an air sign. And so if you're dealing with someone in your life, who is a Libra, they may not be acting out of your best interest or their best interest, perhaps, if they are a spouse or someone who you're looking to sort of give you all the news or information about something that's coming up. Now, also, this can speak to government. This can speak to just even government at large, or state government or local government. And so there may be something going on that you're involved with and that you're aware of, and you become an advocate for or against. And so, you know, this could be coloring your entire month. And again, I'm reading for all the Aquarians on the planet at this point. So really it could mean that that is just political issues could be front and center for you. Now, the next card to come up is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles in the challenge position, speaking to investment paying off or investment not paying off. Even the stock market, your IRA, this can even just to a potential growth within your industry. So there are a lot of different ways to read this card. But it's interesting that when you have one card next to another that's as powerful as Justice reversed, this can just mean that there's a situation that has to do with a law or laws in general that are affecting your income or your potential for income. And so that also could be front and center. And so just, you know, Spirit says, pay attention, know your rights, and know, sort of keep up with what's going on so that you can maximize whatever it is that you're kind of concerned about. Also be aware of other potentials for investment. That you can see this guy has this little lone pentacle over here. It's kind of like a volunteer plant, and it's coming up on the other side of the yard. So there may be some investment that you haven't really paid attention to that really would be the place to focus. Now, again, this can just mean that you're reevaluating a decision that was made prior that had to do with your career, with where you're going, where you're growing, and because that decision maybe has changed, or maybe someone has left who had been a part of the decision-making process, you might find that you have to reevaluate how much time, energy, and effort you're willing to invest into the situation at hand. The next card to come up for you is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is an interesting card because we're getting a lot of cards that have to do with making decisions, right decisions, saying the right thing, not listening to hearsay. That's another interpretation of this card, and it did come up in the reverse, and a lot of the cards are coming up in reverse for April. And it seems as if Spirit's like, all your guides out there, you guys are giving you guys warnings in terms of what to look out for. And I guess maybe that's your Easter present. The guides want you to know that there are people and folks around you who would speak unkindly of you or slice and dice you behind your back, even though you may not expect that. It's kind of interesting, but also warning to you not to say things that you'll have to regret or take back later on. Another interpretation of this card. And if you do have in your midst kids, this is an air sign kid, so it's a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And so this kid is a kid you would understand, but it's a kid who is very smart, but hasn't quite learned how to deal with their gift, which is the gift of the tongue and clear and concise communication. And so that could be coming up as well. But I do think that with this Justice card around you, you just want to make sure that any decisions that you've made or been made around you, when you do speak up about them, that you're, well, first of all, you make sure that your communication is well thought out, but also that any immature communication is dealt with in a fair way. Or, you know, you need to make sure that you're, I guess, gentle, I'm hearing from your guides with them. It feels like there could be some sort of organized, some sort of organized decision-making process going on with some of our Aquarians, larger groups, people getting together, people deciding the outcome or the fate of an organization, and you're a part of that. And there's some people maybe in the group who aren't as mature as other people in the group, and that's another possibility. But you'll do fine. You'll do absolutely fine. So this is you actually with the situation, the Two of Pentacles, being able to balance two opinions, two sides of the coin, so to speak, being able to have some fun while you're doing that, but at the same time helping the decision-making process along. One looks, sorry about that horn, one decision looks better than the other, and it will actually benefit all involved more than the other. And so, but at the same time, look at all the facts, look at all the evidence. Not everyone's being treated fairly in this situation. Not everyone's acting or speaking highly of everyone in this situation. And if it's two people trying to work it out, it's no different than an entire group of people trying to work it out. It's just you know, you as mediator, I see that. And you also is the practical one, saying, hey, how's this going to affect the bottom line and growth in the future? And are we actually shooting ourselves in the foot by, you know, creating this process where we start looking under all the rugs and trying to decide, you know, what's just and unjust. Sometimes the only thing that is just is making a decision, if that makes sense. So I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. Anyway, it's a passion of mine. I've been dying to really dive in and teach the tarot. And at the same time, I'm learning myself. Of course, the best way to learn is to teach. So you guys teach me as well. Anyway, thanks so much. And I will see you guys in the month of May. Happy Easter.